All right, so now I'm trying to get the body mount pieces set up. And what I think I'm going to do is I got this set up, and it's going to be, that looks good. There's the wheel centered into the wheel well, and that's far enough back. That's good there. I'm going to do this one at a time. I'm just going to clip it there, solder there, and then I'll remove the clip and solder there. And then I'll repeat the process here, and then I'll cut this opening so the motor can fit in, and I'll cut this so that I can get the gearing on. So let me get my iron up to temp, and we'll proceed. All right, so let's get a little flux on here. I'm going to change the camera angle a little bit. I've got you mounted on my chest now. Hopefully this is a better view. No more head will be in the way. I just got to remember to point you in the right spot. All right, let's see how that looks. All right, we got solder showing through there and through there, so I think we're good. We'll let that cool down, and then we'll solder the other side. All right, let's take this off. Swing that around. And we'll repeat the process. So let's get some flux on here. My iron's nice and hot. And let's just hold this down. And let's repeat that on the other side. All right. I think that went well. Let's see if we can't see solder. Yes, we do. We got a little solder there. And we got a little solder there. All right, so that's good. So now I'm going to measure this up, find out where it's going to sit, and then I'll clean up the rails and this piece with a little sandpaper. And then we'll solder this on. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. And we're going to look at this. And yes, we've got a little line of solder there. And a little line of solder there. So that's good. All right, so next I'm going to, obviously have to cut the opening here for the motor to fit and the opening here for the axle gears to fit. So let me let this cool down and I'll get my Dremel. I got it here, and we'll take care of that, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. Okay, so I got the axle cut down, not the axles, but the axle holder. The body mounts, I got them cut down, and then the excess that was sticking in front of the guide tongue, I've got them cut down as well. So now I'm going to put the motor on and put the wheels on, and I'll get the guide tongue assembled, and we'll see if I can't run this thing on my track. All right, so I cleaned the chassis and I painted it black. So I'm ready to begin. Basically, I'm going to attach the motor, attach the guide, wire everything up, and then we'll have a runner. So let me get started there, and we'll see how it looks. And what I like to do is I put a magnet on my screwdriver. This way, yeah, you can pick up your screws, and you can hold them upside down. It doesn't matter, right? Because they're magnetized. So let's get this going. All right, there's one. And there's two. Let's move that up a little bit higher. Come on, there we go. All right, so the motor's now mounted. That's nice. I'm gonna have to figure out the axle length so that I can shorten the axle. So let's fit it and we'll figure that out. I'm not going to tighten that up yet because this is we're just trying to size this. Let's get the body. I should probably put the rubber on. Yep, that's what I'll do. I'll put the rubber on. This way we can get a sense of how wide this is going to be. And I believe the rules say the wheels have to be within. And that could come out a little bit. And that is the wheels within the body. So let's look and see how much of this protrudes. Quite a bit. Get an idea of how much I need to take off. Oops, let's see, there's 0. And we'll get an idea of how much to take off. So I want to take off, we'll call it 12, even though it's 12.334. take off 12. That should be fine. And we'll just use the Dremel. Okay. We'll let that cool down a bit. Ooh, is it hot? Woohoo! Yeah. All right, we'll let that cool over there. All right, so now I'm going to take the same amount off the front axle. Let me hold it with a different pair of pliers. Let me get my linemans. I think these will give me a better grip. Okay. So let's try that again. All right, that's that. Put this up on the silicone. It is smoking hot. And let me just round this over. All right, we'll let that cool. And we'll put the front wheels on and we'll see how that looks. All right, let's put this tire and wheel on. Just give it a little space. All right. Let's kind of see how that looks. Not too bad. Let's see how it lines up with the body on there. All right, well, the wheels are definitely within the body, so that's good. I think the spacing is fine, so that's cool. All right, so now let's see. I think I need to get the guide in there, wire it up, and we can run it around the track and see and watch it run. So it'll be a true roller at that point. So anyways, all right, let me continue. All right, so I got the braid in the guide. We'll bend this over and bend that over. Yeah, that's sitting nice. Yeah, we could loosen that a little bit later, but now I need to solder on the wires. And I need to, let's see, there's the red, I believe is here. I'm gonna solder them onto here and just stick them onto here for the time being and see which way it runs, because I'm not sure. So anyways, all right, give me a moment. I'll strip the wires down and I'll start soldering them on. All right, so I'm going to tin the wires first, but before I do, I'll get some flux on them, and this is not the acid flux. There we go. And let's see if my iron is up to temp. Okay, it is. So let's tin these wires. All right, there's one. Let's get a little more solder. All right, and there's two. Okay. All right, the tip is nice and clean. Let's lower the temp and put it back. And all right, so yep, it's going to go like that. All right, red is on this side. Okay. All right, so let me get some more solder paste. I think we hold it right there like that. And get my iron up to temp. That should just solder right to the guide. No problem. So let's see. All right, there's one, and let's do the next one. Let's get some paste on it. All right, good. All right, like I said, I think I'm just gonna touch the wires. Okay, so my battery had just died. I just swapped out the battery. I've got the lead wires soldered in, and I think I'm just gonna strip a little bit and attach it just to make sure before I permanently attach it, to make sure it's running in the right direction. So if we put everything on the track, power it up, switch to analog, and we are running forward. So that is the correct wire orientation. So now I'm going to solder them on, shorten them of course, fit them underneath the front axle, and solder them in place. All right, give me a minute. So now everything is soldered on. I think my soldering is done. Now I got to start working on the body. But yeah, so there's going to be the fitment of the body. You know, that's going to be pretty cool. Like I said, the hardest part is going to be doing the accurate painting. But anyways, all right, there you go. So let me get this on the track and we'll do a lap with a runner, a roller. There we go, a roller, not a runner. All right, so here is my roller. Let's give it a run around the track. All right, so the only thing left to do really now is to true the tires, permanently attach them, and then start working on the body. So there you go. All right, guys, talk to you later.